Oh man, it's even got the metal cutting blade on it. That's gonna make it even harder. All right, cool, let's try it. Growatt has done it again. You've probably heard of Growatt. They're really known in the industry for their big off-grid house systems, but they've taken all of the knowledge that they have from building those big systems and they're boiling it down into these smaller battery backup systems, or as I like to call them, solar generators. And so this is their brand new Infinity 1300 portable power station. Today we're going to test it out and see how great it actually is. This is a 2,000 watt solar generator with a 1,300 watt battery inside of it. You can charge it with solar and all kinds of great stuff. We'll get into that in a second here. Came with a user's manual, pretty interesting. It's got all the regular user manual information stuff that you'd want. And then we've got our accessory pack here. It's really just all the cords that you need. But here we've got our AC charging cable. We've got our DC charging cable so that you can charge it in a car if you want to. And we've got this one right here, the all-important MC4 connectors so that we can charge it with solar. We're gonna be doing that today because we also have 400 watts of solar panels that we're gonna plug into this bad boy and see how well it works. And then we've got our 12 volt output wires here as well. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the front of the unit here. First, it is super simple. It's only got 3 main buttons plus a Wi-Fi button over there. Go ahead and power it up. There we go. We've got power going. DC power. That is going to power all of these outlets, and it's going to power your DC outlets here, plus your cigarette lighter style plug right here. All right. Back to the front, turn the AC power on, push of one button, super simple. That is gonna turn on your AC outlets right here. And what's really nice, I think, a nice feature is that it actually has a 20 amp plug on it, but it won't do quite 20 amps. It'll do 2,000 watts at 120 volts. That's pretty good. I think that this is gonna be able to power pretty much everything that I want to power. We're gonna test it out today. I got some pretty extreme tests we're gonna do and see if it'll power them. Some full-size power tools, and we're gonna try welding with this thing. I think it might do it. We'll find out later. First of all though, we're gonna go ahead and plug it in and just get it started charging up. We're not gonna charge it up all the way right now, but I wanna check out one feature that is extremely important to me and probably extremely important to you, and that is the UPS feature. Does it work on this unit or not? Then we'll set out our solar panels. I'll show you the super secret hack that I've got to make sure that your solar panels are aligned just right to get the most power out of them. So let's plug it in, see what we get here. I've got an outlet right down here. Plug that guy in, and we'll plug it in here and see what happens. All right, we've got our light bulb right here. We're gonna go ahead, plug it into the unit, bam. Light comes on. We are charging right now. Let's go ahead and unplug it and see if the light stays on. Oh yeah, the light stays on. Check that out. Okay, so that's good. That is an important feature to me because I would like to use this to run as a backup to, say, computers, monitors, internet, things like that, that you don't want to shut down automatically when the power goes out. So this will work for that. Thumbs up in that area. So what else do we want to test? Well, let's get the solar power going. Just to be safe, we're going to move it over here by the window. Make sure we've got enough cord for it. And then we'll take these guys, put them out the window. Close that window, keep all the warm air in. Let's cruise outside and I'll show you how we're gonna set these guys up and optimize them for the most power input that we can get. Ooh, it's a bright day, man, wow. Go ahead and unbox these guys. This is really the first time I'm opening these up. Man, I got it that far, but I have not unzipped this guy yet to see what it's like. All right. So it's separate from the case. That's nice. We've got a little stand in the back. That's cool. All right, how do we open this guy? Oh, super simple and nice snaps holding it together. Ooh, there we go. Like that. Like that. I'm going to go grab the second one and we'll get that set up as well. All right, panel number 2 coming at you. So this is a 200 watt panel in front, and this will be a 200 watt panel here in the back, giving us a total of 400 watts of power. We've got a pretty clear day. There is a very slight haze up there, so we might not be making full power, but we'll see. So now we've got our 2 ends from our solar panels right here, positive and a negative, male and female. And then we can take our 2 ends from our unit and we just plug them into the ones that they fit into. Just like that. Super simple, and it's done, ready to work. Let's see what we've got going on here. Plug it in. All right, we are charging right now at 360 watts. 360 watts is a 400 watt panel, so that is actually really good. Let me show you the super secret hack for lining up your solar panels just right. You're gonna take a coffee cup, a soda can, a block of wood, whatever you've got, and you're gonna set it on the panel. We're gonna see that there's a shadow, and as you can see, the shadow is over on this side. So all we need to do is then turn our solar panels a little bit until the shadow is right behind the cup. And basically it casts no shadow. You just want to get it the best that you can. And then you're going to be making the most power you can make. So there we go. Check that out. Right? Almost no shadow. We got a little bit. Needs to go a little steeper up like that. Right there. That's it. Okay, let's go ahead and adjust this one. All right, let's see what we're charging at now. 365 watts, right? And like I said, though, there's a little bit of a haze up there. And so it's not going to, it's always going to be changing, right? Your power that you're making, if there's any clouds at all in the sky, as they move across, even if it's just a haze, it'll be fluctuating the amount of power that you can make from your panels. And of course, any shading, right? Like right now, I'm making a big shadow on these guys. That's going to greatly reduce the amount of power that they're making as well. All right, so let's check it out up close here, what's going on. I know it's hard to see because it's so bright, man, contrasty and everything. But when you're talking about using solar equipment, bright is what you want. So as you notice here, we're making around 370 watts of power right now. We're charging. We got 2 hours left. So I can't do it all with one camera, but I am in front of the solar panel. Yeah, it has gone down so much. All right, so you see my shadow there, and I'm only blocking just this little bit of the panel. We're only making 245 watts of power right now. So right now we're charging full strength. I'm gonna take my hand, you see my hand right here? I'm gonna put it out in front of the panel, and we'll see what it does. Look at that. 305 watts, just from my hand. Back up to full power. I like it. I like it a lot. I really like the fact that it's 2,000 watts of power. Of course, it's nothing compared to that, but that's not the purpose of it, right? 2,000 watts of AC power at 120 volts. Let's go see what it can power. Let's put it to the test and see if we can actually even weld with this guy. Before we go give this guy the ultimate torture test, let's go ahead and use some common household items here and see how it does. We're gonna go ahead and use Jules' hair dryer here. Plug it in. Make sure AC power is on. AC power is on, and we'll start it low. Okay, it's powering it at low. We're using 402 watts right now. Go ahead and kick it up to high. Oh yeah. Ooh, that's nice. Let's see. 1,500, 1,512 watts right now coming out of this guy. That's not bad. It's rated for 2,000. We ought to expect it to run a 1,500 watt hair dryer. Okay, what else could we add to it, huh? Let's see. Let's just keep adding things until we max it out. Let's try that. I do need to charge my MacBook, so we'll go ahead and plug that in here. Plug it in over here. Okay. How about our studio lights? Let's plug them into here. Studio light 1 plugged in. All right, we've got our 2 studio lights plugged in here. Says we're using 84 watts right now. We need some more wattage. Watts, we need more watts. I'm struggling to find some appliances, guys. We are like, you know, we live off grid. We don't really have a lot of kitchen appliances and stuff like that that you have to plug in. So box fan, we'll do that. Oh boy. Box fan's going on high. 161 watts now being used. We'll go ahead and turn that off for the noise while we find something else we can plug in. I got something. All right, so this is our washer dryer unit. This is a propane dryer, but there are some clothes in there. And so I'll go ahead and plug this in. It's just powering the fan and the motor that makes it spin. All of the heat is coming from propane. But I'll get an extension cord, plug that in, start it up. Don't try this at home, kids. Fan's plugged into the extension cord, dryer's plugged into the extension cord. Extension cord comes over here, plugged into here. We're gonna power everything up and see what we get. It's gonna be a little noisy though, probably, because there's lots of fans and stuff running. First things first, let's go ahead and we'll turn on the fan to high. Fan's going. See what we're at now. 163 watts. We'll go ahead and turn the hairdryer on to high. Ooh. 1653. Plug the MacBook in, see what happens. Come on, buddy, we need to get this guy up. Let's go start the dryer. I think it's gonna trip it because we're already up to 1700 watts. Turn the dryer on. Yep, tripped it. Okay, so it can't run all of that, and that shouldn't be any surprise. But let's go ahead. Whoa, it's back on. Okay, so it restarted itself after an overload. That is super cool. The dryer didn't come back on though because it just knows not to come on. You got to push that start button again. I like that feature a lot. All right, let's turn the fan off, turn the hairdryer off. We'll go ahead and unplug our studio lights here. Now we've just got the dryer up. Let's see if it'll start the dryer. Ready? Won't do it. All right, so it can't run the dryer. I'd say obviously it's gonna be able to run any of your small appliances, right? Your lights, your TV, things like that, no problem. So let's go ahead and take it outside and run it through a little torture test and see if it can power up some bigger power tools. This is real life. We are just gonna cruise around the homestead and find various tools that we might want to use in the future. Plug it in, see if it works. They could be in all kinds of crazy locations. Whew, we might even fall on the ice. Who knows what's gonna happen here. For our first test, we've got our electric chainsaw plugged in right here. Green cord plugged into the Growatt. So let's go ahead and see if this will power our electric chainsaw. All right, hopefully it does, because that would be a really cool feature to be able to do. We're just gonna cut into this log here, give it a good load. Ready? Let's try it. Oh yeah. No problem there, guys. Why would that be important? Well, for one, if you have electric chainsaws or electric pole saws like this and you don't want to invest in a battery operated one, then you can take this anywhere on your property and you've got power to run it. Another thing too is electric chainsaws are really cool if you don't want to be making a lot of noise. Gas powered chainsaws, super noisy. Everybody around you knows that there's a chainsaw running over there. And if it's an emergency situation where you don't want people to know exactly what you're doing, well, electric chainsaws work really good for that. Let's go find another tool to test. For our next test, we've got our extension cord plugged into the Growatt. Plug in our electric cement mixer. Ready? Oh, no problem. All right, of course there's no load in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and simulate a load by trying to stop it. You can't stop that thing, man. There's so much torque. All right, I think it passes that test. It'll run the electric cement mixer, no problem. Check this out though. Let's turn it around right here. How about the chop saw, the miter saw? Let's try that next. I'm gonna close my eyes for this because I don't have safety glasses on. What's going on here? Huh? Let's see. We should be good to go. I don't see what the problem is. It won't do it, guys. 15 amp saw, won't run it. I'm gonna go look at the book and make sure we didn't mess something up. Well, went through the book, installed the app, checked all of that out, and it just won't run it. Says it'll do 2,000 watts. We're running a 15 amp saw here. It just can't quite do it. But let's check out the next tool. I'm sorry about the mess, guys, but this is real life. I keep saying that, real life here, real life. See if it works, right? Because we're not, we want to know. This is a Ryobi table saw, 15 amp table saw. See if it'll power it up. Well, it powered it up for a second, didn't it? Gave us an overload warning here. Try it again. Yep. F03 overload warning. So it cannot power table saw, chop saw, probably any 15 amp tool would be my guess. I don't really have any other ones that we can test it out with. We're not even going to test out welding with it because guaranteed it's not going to be able to power my small welder. The Growatt Infinity 1300. There's a link down in the description below where you can check it out. But what do I think about it? What's my impression of it? The form factor is really cool. I like the dual handles. I like that there's a phone charger on top. You know, I didn't really show you that, but it's right here. And that is because we are actually recording this video with my phone. And then it's got a lot of good outlets here on the front, outlets on the side. It's got 1,300 watt hours of battery storage in it, which is good. You can charge those batteries with the solar panels at 400 watts out there, you know, as we did. And you've got 2,000 watts of power coming out of this thing. I was a little bit disappointed that we couldn't power some of those larger 15 amp power tools, you know, but when you have a motor and it starts up, it draws way more than 15 amps to get it started and going. And so I was probably expecting a little bit too much out of this unit. We probably need a 3,000 watt or 4,000 watt unit to actually get those motors started running. And then when they're running at around 15 amps, what this could handle. Just can't get them started. So as long as you know what you're getting and the limitations of it and what it's actually designed for, this unit's pretty cool. It's gonna power all of your normal household stuff, right? Your TV, your stereo, your computer, your internet, your network, your security system, all of those types of really important things. So let me thank Growatt for sending us this unit, sponsoring this video, and creating a pretty cool product. The link is down in the description below. We hope you guys have a really great day. Keep smiling.